Good evening, and welcome to the latest edition of Randall Reads. Tonight I'd like to talk about a wonderful book called The Music of Chance by Paul Auster. This isn't his most celebrated novel by any means, especially it's not as well known as the New York trilogy, for instance, but it is probably my favourite book of his. I've always liked and admired Auster's writing style, and the storylines, how he can sort of take readers to places where they probably have never ever been before, or never envisaged themselves going when they started to read one of his books. The main character of Music of Chance is a guy called Nash. He's just recently come into quite a substantial amount of money, as his father had died and left him, I think, £200,000 in his will. He's estranged from his wife and daughter, and he decides to buy a car and just sort of drive across America until his money runs out, effectively. During this journey, he picks up a hitchhiker called Potsy. Now, Potsy's a big gambling man, and in the course of their conversation, he tells Nash about this game of poker that he's got planned against his two eccentrics called Flower and Moon, and he convinces him that he could, if Nash gave him the stake money for this game of poker, he could make him a lot of money in return. So they pull up to this huge sprawling mansion, and they meet these two eccentrics called Flower and Moon, and they begin this like epic game of poker, which goes on for like literally days and nights. Initially, it looks like Potsy is true to his word, and he's going to win this game of poker. But in the end, he starts to gradually lose more still. When he's out of money and he's in huge amounts of debt to Flower and Moon, they to the sort of forfeit is for Nash and Potsy to live in this caravan and build this wall for no real readily evident purpose, and it's like a never-ending job that they're building this wall every day. And it's the sort of novel that becomes very very sort of strange and dark, and Potsy and Nash's relationship sort of breaks down as a consequence of their predicament. So that is my recommendation for this week. It's called A Music of Chance by Paul Auster, and it really is a wonderful book. So please do give it a read if you can. Thank you for listening. Good evening.